sportsmanship both on the field and in the stands. Thank you. Now, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, from the visitors' school, Centreville Wildcats. Batting first. First up, Matthew Warhawk. Batting second, first baseman number 44, Michael Gambon. Batting third, the center fielder number 24, Caleb Ford. Batting fourth, the pitcher, Connor Hassan. Batting fifth, the second baseman number 5, Jake Vickers. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 14, Trevor Larigo. DH, number 9, Ian Weber. Batting eighth, right fielder, number 20, Thomas Souls. Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 7, Drayton Canestra. And playing third base, number 12, Mason Keys. And the rest of the team, and head coach, Tommy Felt. And now for your James Madison Warhawks. Batting first, the catcher number 33, Connor Moore. Batting second, the shortstop, number 7, Mac Lewis. Batting third, 25, Bryce Eldridge. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 22, Eli Navarro. Batting fifth, third base, number 6, Jason Cassidy. Batting sixth, first baseman, number 23, Nico Paparathanasiou. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Cooper Chernenko. Batting eighth, center field, number 27, Hector Orozco. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 14, Kyle Tyrell. And the rest of the James Madison Warhawks, Coach Mark Fudge Gorman. Okay, the Warhawks are coached by Mark Fudge Gorman. At this time, if you are able to, please rise. And remember, the stands of respect facing the flag for the playing of the national anthem.
Now, let's get ready to play some baseball. It is time for this season's first installment of Warhawk postseason baseball. Madison coming off an electric 16-4 regular season, is currently sitting at number 6 in the state in VHSL's state rankings. They coming off a 3-2 season finale loss to Westfield a week from today, but still secured the top seed in the Concorde district, getting that first round bye. Now this is the district semifinals, and the Warhawks are ready to go with that top seed, getting home field advantage against the Centreville Wildcats. Should be a great game. The Warhawks again at 16-4, Centreville at 13-8. We've had some technical issues setting up this stream, so it's possible it will be a little choppy, but we're doing our best to make sure that it's as smooth as possible throughout the game. As you just heard, the lineups for both teams, the Wildcats will be hitting first in the top of the first. Matthew Colella, the shortstop, will lead off, followed by Michael Gambrone, the first baseman, hitting second. Caleb Ford, the center fielder, hits third. Connor Hassan, the pitcher, is in the cleanup spot. Jake Vickers, the second baseman, hits fifth. Trevor Larigo, the catcher, hits sixth. Ian Weber, the DH, hits seventh. Thomas Sewells, the right fielder, is eighth. And Drayton Canestra, the left fielder, hits ninth. For the Warhawks out in the field, they've got Bryce Eldridge pitching on the mound for the first time since April 27th. Connor Moore at catcher. On the right side of the infield, Nico Papathanasso man's first. Kyle Terrell has second. Mac Lewis stands at short. Jason Cassidy at third. Cooper Charneco is in left. Hector Orozco in center. And Eli Navarro in right. But, of course, on the mound is Bryce Eldridge, whose last appearance also came against Centreville back on April 27th. He pitched 4 innings, no earned runs allowed, 3 hits, 6 strikeouts in a victory by 6-3 over Centreville. So back out there, Eldridge with a fastball that can go up into the mid-90s, easily the hardest thrower on Madison's team this year, and a projected first-round draft pick in the MLB draft this June. He'll be finishing off his warm-ups and try to take down this Centreville batting order as the Warhawks will look to advance to the Concorde District Final. The top seed, they're certainly favored to do so, but this Centreville squad at 5-6 in the district, but 13-8 overall, will certainly pose a threat. Throw comes over to second. And now it's time for baseball.
Now batting the shortstop, number 2, Matthew Colella.
Lots of fans in the stands tonight, and the dugout is loud as Matthew Colella steps up against Bryce Eldridge for his first at-bat of the game. The wind of the pitch is low and away for ball 1. Again, standing at shortstop today, the right-hander steps back into the box against the 6'7" Eldridge, who winds and delivers. That one swung on and chopped down the third base line, an opening hit. Colella speeds down the path. He's going to dig for 2. The throw is not going to be in time, and he slides in with a double. So Matthew Colella coming out swinging early and gets an opening hit off of Bryce Eldridge. That'll be the first one of the game for the Wildcats. Bringing up Michael Gambrone.
Michael Gambrone.
Runner standing on second, Colella. He's taking a big lead as Eldridge stares in. Now comes to his set, glances back. And the pitch. Bunt signaled for. It's going to be a strike down the middle. 0-1. On deck, the center fielder, Caleb Ford. Gambrone is at first base. He's the left-hander. And now it looks like they're exchanging the baseball at home plate as Connor Moore fires it back to the mound. Last game for Madison was a 3-2 loss to Westfield in the season finale. All 3 runs were allowed in the first. The Warhawks just couldn't come back. Cooper Charneco pitched 6 innings of 3-run ball, held him scoreless after that, but still ended up with the loss on the day. The line of the 0-1 catches the outside edge for strike 2. So Eldridge delivering accurately. That was perfect command of that pitch. Low and on the outside corner. 0-2. Colella takes his lead. Eldridge glances back. Nobody covering the bag for now. And now the wind of the pitch. High and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Middle infield playing back, especially at second where Kyle Terrell is at. That position has been occupied over the last several games by Trevor Jormond, but today, Terrell, who has also played catcher throughout the year, is getting the start. Eldridge sets. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a heater up in the zone. When you're facing that fastball, it's hard to beat. First strikeout of the day for Eldridge, and 1 down now, with the Wildcats still holding a runner in scoring position. Now Caleb Ford, the right-hander, steps in with the pitcher, Connor Hassan, on deck. One away in the inning as Eldridge comes to his set, pitching from the stretch. Third baseman Jason Cassidy in on the infield grass as the throw comes over to second. Back safely is Kalela, who showed off a burst of speed on that double just a moment ago. He's always a threat to steal third. Eldridge with a long look in and now comes to his set. And the wind of the pitch. Right down the middle on a breaking ball, called strike. That one dove low in the zone and will be in there. 0-1 with 1 away in the inning and a runner on second. Now Ford will step back into the box. Papathanasu creeping in at first. Terrell at second. Mac Lewis at short. Jason Cassidy at third. Eldridge with a long look back. Sprinting over to pretend to cover is Lewis. Now here's the pitch. Heater high. Misses the zone. 1-1. Might have been the hardest pitch we've seen from him so far tonight. Eldridge with another long look in. The winner of this game will face off in the Concorde District Finals on Friday, as the pitch is a breaking ball in there for a called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lots of action on that curve there. One and 2 with the cleanup man on deck. Eldridge sets. Lots of noise coming from both dugouts. Here's the pitch. High and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eldridge with another long look in. Outfield playing relatively shallow, especially in center and right. Deepest outfielder is in left. And that's Cooper Charnecka. The pitch is high again. A couple of fastballs missing the zone, and now the count is full. Centreville knows how hard it is to hit off Bryce Eldridge. They weren't able to get a run off him the last time they faced Madison back on April 27th. They have perhaps a really good chance here. 3-2 count with 1 out. Eldridge delivers. That one's fouled off, and staying alive is Ford. Might have been high. Could have potentially taken it for ball 4, but a good job fighting that one off. Long at bat now. The 7th pitch of it coming up. Eldridge looks in at Connor Moore, shakes off the sign, shakes it off again. And now comes to his set. Full count again with 1 out. Dancing off second is Kalela. The pitch. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Ford's racing to first, and the throw will come over in time. That's another strikeout back-to-back for Bryce Eldridge. Getting Ford to chase. And now Connor Hassan, the left-handed pitcher, will step up. 2 outs in the inning, and Jake Vickers, the second baseman, stands on deck. Now with 2 outs, a chance to avert the crisis with a runner in scoring position. Here's the set from Eldridge. Big lead for Kalela. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled down the third base line near the Warhawks side and out of play. 0-1. Stepping back in is the pitcher Hassan, looking to get himself some run support before he even has to step on the mound. Eldridge kicks, throws. That one's high and away. 1-1 with 2 outs in the inning. And now he comes back to the mound, stares in. Kalela leads off second, and the set. Here's the 1-1. just misses. That one just off the outside edge. 2-1 on a pretty well-located pitch. 2 outs, no score, top of the first. 2-1 count. As the Warhawks look to avoid any damage. Eldridge sets. Here's the pitch. Heater just high above the belt. 3 balls and a strike, and this is the second 3-ball count that Bryce Eldridge has had so far today. Has not walked anyone yet. The lone runner was Kalela, who doubled. Now Eldridge looks in and sets. 3 balls and a strike with 2 outs in the inning. Here's the pitch. Slider called strike 2. That one had a lot of breaking action on it. Started way outside and dove back into the zone. Now it's a full count. Eldridge sets. And the pitch swung on and blasted down the first base line, foul into the parking lot. Didn't make a loud noise. I don't think it struck into a car, at least that devastatingly. But the Warhawk parking lot stands right next to that first base line. And there's a lot of cars there tonight. 3-2 with 2 outs and a runner on second. Here's the set. The wind in the pitch. Swung on and fouled off into the backstop. And staying alive right now is the pitcher Hassan. Eldridge's pitch count already running up. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Vickers, the second baseman, still standing on deck. Here's the set. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch is high, and it's ball 4. A well-earned walk for Hassan, and now there are 2 runners on. For the Warhawks, they have a play at any base except home, but for Centreville, now a chance to potentially drive in multiple runs as Vickers steps up to the plate.
Number 5, Jake Vickers.
Trevor Larigo, the catcher, is on deck. Eldridge facing his 5th batter. And now a meeting at the mound. Connor Moore will come out to talk to the pitcher. Once again, the Warhawks finished this season at 16-4. We're ranked 4th in the state heading into the game against Westfield. After a narrow 3-2 loss, they did drop to 6th on the VHSL state rankings that appear on Max Prep's website. Now Moore heads back to the plate. 2 outs and a runner on first and second. And here's the batter, Vickers. Top of the first in this Concorde District semifinal, no score. Eldridge steps off, won't throw over, nobody's covering second. Now Eldridge looks in. And the set. Glancing back. The wind of the pitch. Breaking ball just misses inside and low. 1 ball and no strikes. Eldridge with another long look in. Trying to even the count. Here it goes. That one's high. 2 balls and no strikes. A lot of hitters counts so far for the Wildcats. Two 2-0. Middle infield shading back. Lewis at short and Terrell at second. Another one high on the fastball. 3 balls and no strikes. And more noise than ever coming from that Wildcats dugout. Hassan stands on first, Kalela on second. The count is 3-0. Eldridge is allowed a double and a walk this inning. Here's the pitch. High ball 4. A 4-pitch walk loads the bases, the second of the inning. And Trevor Larigo, the catcher, steps up with a chance. But now there's a play at any base, including home, with 2 outs in the inning. And the entire infield now will come in and talk to Bryce Eldridge. Again, no runs allowed in his last outing. As we'll now have a meeting at the mound. And first base coach for Centreville will talk to Trevor Larigo on how to play this. As you've heard, Eldridge's fastball has been popping, and the breaking pitches have been moving, but his command has been spotty in this inning, missing a lot high. Now Moore heads back to the plate, but no doubt that he'll eventually be able to settle in. Now he just needs to get out of the inning with the bases loaded in 2 outs.
Number 6, Trevor Lorigo.
The center fielder, Roscoe, shading toward left center. Eldridge looks in. And now he's going to step off. It's been a long top of the first. Still the top of the first and still no score. And now he's going to talk to his pitching coach. Get something from him. Come back to the mound. Puts down the rosin bag, steps up to the mound. 2 outs, bases loaded. Here's the wind and the pitch. Lorigo pulls back from the bunt as Moore blocks that down the third base line. That's ball 1. And another hitter's count so far for the Wildcats. One-oh count. Bases loaded, no score. The wind and the pitch. Catches the inside corner for strike 1. Lorigo pulled away. Seemed like he thought that would miss the zone. It did not. That was a well-located pitch. 1-1 with 2 outs. Eldridge working quicker now. Here's the pitch. That one swung on through the hole, base hit. 1 runner scores. Everybody will hold up after that. But Colella pumps his fist as he heads home. Trevor Lorigo with the RBI single. And that puts Centreville on top 1-0 with 2 hits and 2 walks off of the Warhawks' best pitcher. An offensive explosion in the first inning puts Centreville on top by 1. Top of the first, 2 outs. Bases still loaded.
Now batting number 9, Ian Weber.
Ian Weber, the DH, will now step up, the 7th batter in the inning. Hassan on third, Vickers on second, Lorigo on first. Huge lead off of second there for Vickers, as that's a called strike 1. Still a big opportunity for Centreville to do more. Eldridge working quicker against the right-hander. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, low in the zone for strike 2. There's a bit of a rhythm for Bryce Eldridge. Now Weber puts his other foot back into the box. Here's the wind and the pitch. Runner trying to steal home, but that's swung on and missed for strike 3. So Bryce Eldridge does allow a run, but gets 3 strikeouts and averts more trouble by stranding the bases loaded. We'll go to the middle of the first. The Warhawks still trail by 1, trying to get back in it with their bats after this. About to be back for the bottom of the first. The Warhawks will come up to bat. As you just heard in the lineups a few minutes ago, the Warhawks will be leading off with Connor Moore, the catcher. Mac Lewis, the shortstop, hits second. Bryce Eldridge, the pitcher, who you just saw on the top of the first, will hit third. Eli Navarro, the right fielder, hitting cleanup. Jason Cassidy hitting fifth at third base. Nico Papathanasu, first baseman, hits sixth. Cooper Charnecko is in left field and hitting seventh. He pitched 6 innings, allowing 3 runs in the 3-2 loss against Westfield last Tuesday. Hector Orozco, the center fielder, hits 8th, and Kyle Terrell, the second baseman, is hitting 9th. For the Wildcats, they'll have Connor Hassan on the mound, who walked in his appearance at the plate. Trevor Larigo at catcher, Michael Gambrone at first, Vickers at second, Colella at short, Mason Keys not in the batting lineup at third. In left is Drayton Canestra, in center is Caleb Ford, and in right it's Thomas Sewells, the freshman, getting the start out in right field. Now Connor Moore steps up, typically in this leadoff position. Last game out there, he was 0 for 2 with a walk and a sacrifice fly, bringing in one of the Warhawks' 2 runs in the loss. Madison at 16-4, Centreville at 13-8, and now the left-hander steps up with some noise coming from the dugout as the Warhawks trying to get their bats alive. Here's the pitch, and that'll strike right into Moore, and he roars in celebration, not phased. He'll head over to first on the first pitch of the game. More energy than we've seen from this Warhawks dugout in a while as Mac Lewis steps up to the plate, also a left-hander. The Warhawks have that 1-2 lefty punch at the top of the lineup, which will be tougher against the southpaw Hassan. Now we have a pinch runner. It's Cole DeSimone first for the Warhawks.
Now batting number 7, Mac Lewis.
So Lewis will step up. He was 1 for 2 with a single and a walk last time. Staring in there is Connor Hassan. He comes to his set. Looks over at first. Winding the pitch. Breaking ball, called strike on the outside edge. Good reset for the pitcher. 0-1 on Lewis. Warhawks with a runner on to open the inning. Taking a lead is Cole DeSimone. Here's the set. Hassan working quickly. Throws over to first. Back safely is DeSimone. 0-1 with nobody out in the inning. And a 1-0 deficit already for the Warhawks. Bryce Eldridge is on deck as the breaking ball curves into the middle of the zone. That had a lot of movement, a slow curveball. 0-2, and Mac Lewis steps back into the box. Has generated consistent contact, been one of the Warhawks' best hitters over the last few games. As the pitch is swung on and chopped toward the second baseman. It goes through his glove. Trying to recover his Vickers. He cannot, and Mac Lewis will reach on an error. That's back-to-back base runners, setting up well for the 6'7" Bryce Eldridge. Eldridge also a left-hander, so for the Warhawks, 3 left-handers this time at the top of the order. Runners on first and second. And a good break there for the Warhawks. Staring in is Connor Hassan. He comes to his set. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. The go-ahead run already stands on first as the pitch is low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. It's what we saw last game a lot against Eldridge. A lot of those pitches low and out of the zone that are impossible to chase. He was 1 for 2 with a single through the gap in the 7th inning that almost started a rally for the Warhawks. He had 2 walks and a called strikeout as well. Here's the 2-0. Catches the outside corner for strike 1. Eldridge staying patient at the plate so far in a favorable count. Here's the long look in. Shaking off the sign is Hassan. Shakes it off again. Outfield playing deep, especially in right field. And now Eldridge will step out of the box. Runners on first and second with nobody out. Second baseman Vickers playing far back. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball low. 3-1 on Eldridge with the threat of the bases loading up here for the cleanup hitter Eli Navarro. 3-1 count with nobody out in the bottom of the first. Here's the set. And the pitch. That one swung on and blasted to center. It's going way back, tracking to the wall, and it's gone! A 3-run homer for Bryce Eldridge clears the bases. The Warhawks allowed 1 in the top of the first, but that's the best way to get yourself some run support. That was easily out of there in dead center. The Warhawks with their bats coming alive. They're up 3-1 in the bottom of the first. He stomps on the plate in celebration. He'll get high fives from the whole Madison bench. Everybody's fired up, and the Warhawks have taken the lead. So Centreville's lead did not last long. That is 3 straight batters either reaching base or hitting home runs with nobody out. And it's a difficult situation whenever you face off against Bryce Eldridge at the plate because you got a 3-1 count. You don't want to load the bases, but if you give him something to hit, it's gone. As the first pitch to Navarro is outside for ball 1. He was 1 for 4 with a single last time out. Primarily plays in right field and is on the mound. Had a couple games ago a nice game, 4 innings pitched as the breaking ball is in there with 2 hits allowed, no runs. He can do it all. 1-1 count with nobody out. The pitch is low for ball 2. Next offering way high. 3-1 already on Navarro. Jason Cassidy, the third baseman, is on deck. He was 0 for 4 last time out. We'll look to right the ship in just a moment. Base is empty. Warhawks lead 3-1 in the bottom of the first in this Concorde District semifinal. Here's the pitch. Called strike down the middle. 3-2 with nobody out. Full count. First right-hander to hit is Navarro. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Low in the zone. Good pitch by Hassan getting Navarro to chase, and he will try to reset just a little bit on the mound after allowing 3 runs already. That's the first out of the inning, and Jason Cassidy will step up. Nico Papathanassiou on deck. Again, Cassidy 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts his last time out. Here's the 1 and the pitch. That one swung on and blooped to right. That's a base hit. Nice play by Jason Cassidy on the first pitch of the at-bat as Sewells will field it in right. 4 of the first 5 Warhawk batters have either gotten a hit or reached base somehow. And with a runner on first and 1 out, Nico Papathanassiou steps up. So that one, perfect shot right into no man's land. Getting Cassidy on first. He takes his lead as the left-hander Papathanassiou steps in. We're back to the left-handers now as the pitch is a slider away for ball 1. Bottom of the first, Warhawks lead by 2. Hassan sets and looks over at first. There's the pitch. That is high. Ball 2, 2-0 with 1 away in the inning. Cooper Charnecko, the left fielder and pitcher in last game, is on deck. Here's the set by the left-hander. The line in the pitch. That one swung on and chopped foul down the third base line. So far, it's been relatively unexpected which hitters have been able to get contact other than, of course, Bryce Eldridge. We've had 4 the Warhawk lefties come up to the plate and, for the most part, get contact off of the southpaw Hassan with the single from Lewis and, of course, the hit by a pitch on Connor Moore. That's good to see, and we know this Warhawk lineup is heavy on lefties. If they can get hits in what seems like an unfavorable matchup, it'll make things that much easier. Here's the 2-1. Misses ball 3. Cassidy tries to steal second. He's called safe. A close play as Colella was unable to apply the tag just in time, and Cassidy now is in scoring position. 3 balls and a strike, with 1 out. Papathanassiou, the left-hander, up at the plate. Runner on second. Here's the wind in the pitch. In the dirt, ball 4. Papathanassiou will head to first. That's the first walk of the game for the Warhawks, and Cooper Charnecko will now step up to the plate. Now, meeting at the mound. Whole infield coming in here as Hassan works to get his group back. Charnecko will be up in just a moment. One of the tallest players on the Warhawks squad, followed by Hector Orozco. Long discussion here at the mound as Charnecko, who didn't actually hit in last game, he only pitched. will come up. It's a right-hander. Hassan remains in the game. Runners on first and second. One away. And the Warhawks already lead 3-1.
Now batting number 24, Cooper Charnenko.
So Charnenko steps up to face off against the left-hander. Outfield shading moderately deep. Here's the breaking ball in there for a strike. Hassan also generating a lot of movement on those pitches. That one, a curveball, diving to the knees. Back into the box is Charnenko. Here's the set. The wind and the pitch. Another breaking ball. That one just misses high. 1 ball and a strike. 7 batters came up for the Wildcats in the top of the first. This is number 7 for the Warhawks. Here comes the set. Runners taking their leads off first and second, and stepping out is Charnenko. The Warhawks would certainly like to seize the opportunity to pile on here. Already a productive inning, but more runners on base. They could potentially drive in. Here's the pitch. Low and maybe a little inside. 2 balls and a strike. This inning is already gone for half an hour. And it's still going with 1 out. Here's the wind in the pitch. Called strike, as that one looked like it might have dove inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away. A lot of breaking balls in this at-bat. And Charnenko will look to get a hit with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Curveball low. 3-2. And a walk would load the bases. Orozco, who's on deck, was 0 for 1 with a walk and a double that he got on an error. So, of course, not officially scored as a hit. Here's the pitch. And it's low, ball 4. Blocked into the dirt. Charnenko will head over to first. That's the second straight walk for the Warhawks. And now Hector Orozco comes to bat with Kyle Terrell on deck. Warhawks lead 3-1 with the bases loaded. Outfield in traditional positions, relatively deep. Here's the wind and the delivery. That one misses low, ball 1. Standing on third is Jason Cassidy. On second, Nico Papathanasu. And on first, Cooper Charnenko. And at the plate, Hector Orozco. 1-0 count with 1 out in the inning. Warhawks leading 3-1. Curveball high. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the next offering. Swung on and blasted through the hole for a base hit. Cassidy's going to score. Papathanasu rounding third. It was dropped in left field. And it looks like it's going to be a double for Hector Orozco, who pumps his fists and drives in 2. So the Warhawks lead 5-1. What a bottom of the first it has been. And now 2 runners in scoring position, as it has been a massive inning for Madison.
Now batting number 14, Kyle Tyrell.
So Terrell steps up to bat, as the error from Drayton Canestra in left was what caused Orozco to reach second in all likelihood. Still getting the hit, though, still charged as a single. Now Terrell steps up with runners on second and third. Here's the set. The wind and the pitch. Wild pitch. Stopping there at third and not coming home is Cooper Charnenko. Terrell, the 9th batter. We could head back to the top of the order here. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Warhawks 5, Wildcats 1 in this Concorde District semifinal. Runners on second and third. Here's the set. And the pitch. Outside corner, called strike. Well located. That's a 1-1 count. On deck is Connor Moore. He was hit by a pitch in this inning to start it all. A double play, not likely to be a possibility on this one as there's no forced play. Stepping out is Terrell. Terrell standing close to the plate on that inner edge of the box. Hassan sets. The 1-1 just misses outside. Good eye from Terrell, 2-1. Infield shading in, looking to throw the runner out at home because with one out, obviously, even a ground out could force a runner in. Everybody playing near the infield grass. Here's the set and the pitch. That one's blasted to left center. Chasing it down is the center fielder and making the catch into the wall. Or I think he actually dropped it. Never mind, is Caleb Ford. One runner scores already. Trying to go into third with a triple is Terrell, and he arrives there. That's going to drive in two more. So a tough play at the wall for Ford. He's unable to make it, and Terrell's triple drives in two more. It's the Warhawks 7 and the Wildcats 1. So that one was well hit as well. Didn't expect it to carry as much as it did. Ford was trying to make the play, crashing into center, and was unable to come up with the catch. So now Connor Moore comes back with a runner on third and one out.
Now batting number 33, Connor Moore.
So Terrell, with speed, just barely beat the throw over to third, and now the left-hander Moore steps up. He was hit by a pitch his first time up, later driven in by the 3-run home run by Bryce Eldridge. Now he steps to the plate. Here's the set. And the pitch. Swung on and popped down the third base line. Foul, and an over-the-shoulder play is made. What a catch there by the third baseman, Mason Keys. 2 outs in the inning, and now Mac Lewis will step up.
Number 7, Mac Lewis.
Lewis reached on an error. Got to first his first time up. On deck is Bryce Eldridge, who already hit once in the inning as well. He had that home run to start it all. That pitch misses just outside for ball 1. Terrell still standing on third with 2 outs. There's an opportunity to drive him in. Here's the wind of the pitch. That one swung on and blasted to right center. Chasing it down is Sewells. Will it fall in the gap? It goes off the wall. Terrell's going to score. Racing to second is Lewis, and he's going to stop there with a stand-up double. And the Warhawks onslaught continues. That's 8 runs in the bottom of the first. Runner in scoring position, 2 outs, and Bryce Eldridge is back to the plate.
Bryce Eldridge.
This has already become a massacre. And right now, catcher's visit to the mound is Centreville might be trying to stall for time before getting a bullpen pitcher into this one. We'll see if Hassan's able to get out of the inning with 2 outs and Eldridge at the plate. He will stay in for the moment. Of course, hit that 3-run home run his first time up. Here it is. And now it's going to be an intentional walk. They're going to send Eldridge over to first. Don't want to pitch to him again. And now Eli Navario comes to the plate with a runner on first and second. Navario struck out his first time up. Was one of just 2 outs in the inning so far. And this is now the 13th batter of the inning for the Warhawks. They've scored 8 runs and still have 2 players on base. Bottom of the first, Warhawks lead by 7. And Navario, the right-hander, steps in. Here's the set. That pitch is outside for ball 1. Hassan looks back in. The set. Looks back at second. And the 1-0. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Generating much needed whiff there on, and Navarro steps back in. Outfield shading moderately back. Stayed in that position for most of the game, except when facing Bryce Eldridge. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and chopped to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Centreville now may have an opportunity to get out of the inning. On deck is the 5th batter in the lineup, Jason Cassidy, who singled his first time up. Eldridge on first. On second is Lewis. Here's the set. 1-2 count. The line and the pitch is swung on and fouled off into the parking lot and out of play. This inning now has reached about 40 minutes in length. It's still the first. The set from Hassan. 1-2 count. And the pitch is high. Going to third is Lewis. He's going to dive in. No throw. And now we got runners on the corners with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hassan sets. Working hard here. The pitch is fouled off, not into the mitt. It was a tough one to chase there for the catcher, Trevor Larigo. It's going to stay at 2-2. Good job by Navarro, barely fighting that one off, keeping the at-bat alive, doing whatever he can right now. Navarro steps back in. 2-2 with 2 outs. Madison 8, Centreville 1. Here's the set. Runners on the corners. And the pitch. Swing and a miss! And at last, Centreville will get out of the inning. So 8 runs allowed, a 3-run homer, more hits than you can even count. And the Warhawks bats have lit up in big fashion. We'll go back to the top of the second in just a moment with Madison leading by 7. Top of the second, Warhawks lead this one 8-1 in the Concorde District semifinals, and Bryce Eldridge shouldn't be feeling too bad about allowing 1 run in the top of the inning. He more than made up for it himself, but the rest of the Warhawks adding a lot in a barrage at the bottom of the first. First pitch is a fastball low against the That pitch is swung on and fouled off down the first base line. Foul. The mic was muted for that first part of the inning. Apologies for that. The count is 2-2 against the freshman, Thomas Sewells. Bryce Eldridge back on the mound. He will step up. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and blasted to center. Roscoe will chase it, tracking it down. It looks like he's under it, and he makes the play. So one away in the inning, some hard contact there from Sewells, but he will fly out, and now Canestra will come to the plate, the left fielder in this one. So that first inning in all lasted a little over 40 minutes, approximately, as the pitch from Eldridge is chopped into the dirt, 0-1. Eldridge allowed a couple hits, a couple walks in the top of the inning, but got out of it by stranding the bases loaded, only allowed 1 run. Now, quick meeting at the mound here. Now Papathanassiou will head back to first, as the batter, Canestra, talking to his coach all the way down the third base line. Now he'll step back up to the plate. On deck is the leadoff man, Matthew Colella. Infield with a big gap by the second base bag. So that one swung on and missed for strike 2. 1 away in the inning, nobody on. Here's the one in the 0-2. That one swung on and missed for strike 3. It'll be hard to generate 8 runs off of Bryce Eldridge. It was a struggle even getting 1. Now he's getting into his rhythm. That's another strikeout, his 4th. And now there's 2 outs in the inning, and Colella will step up. So now he steps up against Eldridge. Here's the one in the pitch. That one swung on and chopped over the pitcher. Chasing it is Lewis at shortstop. He makes the play cleanly and fires to first, and the ground out gets him out of the inning. So there's a routine inning for you. 1-2-3 for Bryce Eldridge, who has settled in a big way. 3-run home run for him and just 1 run allowed in his first 2 innings. We go to the bottom of the second with the Warhawks still leading by 7. Back for the bottom of the second, and Connor Hassan remains in the game at pitcher to face Jason Cassidy. Hassan winds and delivers. That's a breaking ball called strike. 0-1. So despite allowing 8 runs in the previous inning, Hassan will stay in the game. So here's the set and the pitch. That one misses. Nobody out. First batter out. That one's to left center. Chasing it down are a couple of outfielders. And it's made. Play is made in center by Ford for 1 away. So that'll be at least somewhat of a routine start to the inning for the Wildcats, as in the previous inning, 13 batters came to the plate, and the Warhawks piled on 8 runs. Here's the wind in the pitch. That one's low for ball 1. Papathanassiou walked his first time up. It was the first walk of the game for Hassan. Next pitch is low. 2 balls and no strikes. The wind and the curve is high. 3-0. And now with 1 out in the inning, Papathanassiou faces a hitter's count, looking to get on base. Here's the pitch, way inside, and it's going to be ball 4. Papathanassiou unable to keep his balance and will head to first. So that's a couple walks for him already, and Cooper Charnecko will come up.
Now batting number 24, Cooper Charnecko.
He walked his first time up as well. Hector Orozco on deck. Runner on first, 1 away. Hassan winds and delivers. That one's low. So Centreville, who last played on Friday, probably a little more short on pitchers than the Warhawks at this point. Being down by this much, it will be difficult to come back, especially with Bryce Eldridge on the mound. That pitch is blasted into left center. This should fall. It does for a base hit. Rounding second is Papathanassiou. He heads for third. He's speeding around third. He'll try to score. Coming in with a stand-up double is Charnecko, and Papathanassiou comes home. The barrage continues. A 1-out double for Cooper Charnecko, and it's the Warhawks 9 and the Wildcats 1. And now a meeting at the mound, and this could be it for Connor Hassan. He will head back to the dugout. It's going to be a new pitcher. Hassan lasting 4 outs, allowing 9 runs all earned. And as we have a pitching change here in the bottom of the second, we'll take a break. In this Concorde District semifinal with the Warhawks leading 9-1. We've got a new pitcher in the game, and finishing his warm-ups is the junior Logan Pylon, coming in for Connor Hassan. Pylon will start with a runner on second, which would not be his earned run if he allowed it in. So now Hector Orozco steps up. Now the set from Pylon. Looks back at second. And the pitch is popped down the third base line, foul. Trying to chase it down near the fence. And making the catch is Mason Keys. A nice grab there. So a foul pop out for Orozco. And now with 2 outs in the inning, second baseman Kyle Terrell comes up. Again, starting at second base in place of Trevor Jormond, who with a broken thumb will be out for the season. Terrell tripled his first time up. Now back at the plate with 2 outs and a runner on second. Pylon sets in the pitch. Is in there. Curveball for a called strike 1. Pitching from the stretch. The left-hander comes set again. A couple left-handers have pitched so far for Centreville. Here's the next one. High and away. 1-1 with 2 outs. The Warhawks lead 9-1 in the bottom of the second inning. Connor Moore presumably on deck. Here's the next pitch. That one swung on and chopped to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs, and Logan Pallon will look to make it a clean inning, having just come into the game in the second as a reliever. Here's the set. Comes to the belt. Infield playing near the second base bag at second and short. As the pitch is swung on and popped in the left center. This should fall, or no, it does not. It was chased down by Drayton Canestra, who was able to easily come under it, and that will be the end of the inning. So good contact there, but the Warhawks do not add another run. They add just 1 in the inning. So Centreville trails by 8. They'll try to cut into the deficit against Bryce Eldridge in the top of the third. Michael Gambone steps up as we're back for the top of the third. Warhawks lead 9-1 as Bryce Eldridge steps to the plate. Gambone struck out his first time up. It's that pitch. It's a fastball in for ball 1. Caleb Ford, the center fielder, is on deck. Gambone, the left-handed freshman, stands in. Here's the one in the pitch. That one blasted his center. Orozco calls for it. Looks like he's under it. He'll make the grab for out number 1. So since that first inning, Bryce Eldridge has retired a number in a row, 5, including that strikeout that ended the first. Allowed just 1 run so far and settling into a routine. He'll face Caleb Ford next. Ford struck out his first time up. Eldridge has 4 strikeouts so far, 1 run allowed. Stranded the bases loaded back in the first. Now he's back on the mound. Jason Cassidy, the third baseman, playing in. Here's the pitch. It's fouled off down the third base line. No balls and a strike on Ford. Eldridge with a long look. And the wind in the pitch. That one's sent right at the school building and rockets back into a car. So there's a little bit of a backstop back there for foul balls, too, if it hits against the school. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Eldridge winds, kicks, delivers. Cold strike 3 on the outside edge. Bryce Eldridge is feeling it now with his 5th strikeout of the game. That's 2 for Ford. And now the pitcher, Logan Pallon, will step up. Or actually, it's Connor Hassan, will stay in the lineup despite the pitcher exiting the game. Here's the wind of the pitch. Hassan bunts it down. Moore will chase it down the third base side. Throw over to first. And looks like the runner made it, but they called it a foul ball. It just hit to the left of the third base line. But trying to beat it out there was Hassan. He'll step back up to the plate, trying to get on base here against Bryce Eldridge. Nothing in one with 2 outs in the inning. And Hassan, the left-hander, steps back in. Outfield shading a bit toward left with Orozco a little bit in left center. That pitch is high. 1 ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. Right down the middle for strike 2. Eldridge working considerably quicker than we saw in the first. Again, last time he faced Centreville, allowed no runs, 3 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 4 innings pitched in a 6-3 victory. Swing and a miss on the outside edge, and Hassan is retired. Make it 6 strikeouts for Bryce Eldridge. Make it 7 straight batters that he's retired, and the Warhawks are in a groove. We'll head to the bottom of the third with Madison still leading by 8. We're back for the bottom of the third. Logan Pallon remains in the game after getting back-to-back outs since his arrival. Now the left-hander Connor Moore comes up for the 3rd time today as the leadoff man in the bottom of the third. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. He had a foul pop out his second, and now stands in. Lefty-lefty matchup again as the pitch is a curve on the outside edge for strike 1. After Connor Moore is Mac Lewis, and then Bryce Eldridge, who will also get to hit for the 3rd time this inning. That one's hit to left over the third baseman. Keys for a base hit. Connor Moore getting on base and leading it off well. He takes a wide banana turn around first and will come back standing. So Connor Moore has gotten on base a couple times, and he sets up well for Mac Lewis. Lewis reached on an error to first base his first time up, and then hit a double his second time. So Cole DeSimone comes in to run for Connor Moore for the 2nd time today as Lewis comes back up. Wind in the throw over. And back safely is DeSimone. Again, Connor Hassan was the original pitcher, got 4 outs, allowed 8 earned runs, 9 total runs, being the 1 non-earned was Lewis, who reached on an error. The pitch, Lewis pulls back his bunt attempt. It's a ball. 1-0. Wildcats trail by 8 to the Warhawks in the Concorde District semifinal. Pallon throws. Curveball catches the edge again. He's liked that outside corner so far. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield shading relatively deep. The shallowest is Canestra and left. The pitch is swung on and missed outside. Lewis chasing for strike 2. Taking a lead off first is Cole DeSimone. Here's the set. The runner goes. The pitch is blasted down the first base line. Just foul. Count is still 1-2. Lewis getting some good contact. And now Cole DeSimone heads back to first. The rain has avoided the game so far. There was some scattered showers earlier today. That one is blasted deep to center. Chasing it back is Ford. He will now come back in and play it, And Cole DeSimone races back to first, as that was a deep fly out for Mac Lewis. And now Bryce Eldridge has a runner on with 1 out, and he'll come to the plate. Eldridge smoked a 3-run home run his first time up, was intentionally walked his second. Will they do the same here? I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but looks like not. Pallon sets. And the pitch. Low and away, and back to the usual here against Bryce Eldridge of just pitching nowhere near him. 1-0. Here's the set. Pallon fires. That one is inside. It's popped to center. Chasing it in is Ford. Will he make the play? No, it'll be the shortstop instead. It's Kallela making the catch for out number 2. So a well-placed pitch there, able to jam Bryce Eldridge, who instead of smoking one deep was instead popping out to the left center field side. Now Eli Navarro steps up. He struck out both of his first 2 times up. So 2 outs in the inning, and Pallon is into a groove, having only allowed 1 hit. Runner goes, the pitch is swung on and missed. Throw comes to second. It could be there. It's going to be close. He is out. So that's the end of the inning. 1 hit, caught stealing. Logan Pallon is come in and pitched very, very well. We'll go to the top of the 4th, and the Warhawks still lead by 8. Back for the top of the 4th, and the Warhawks have a new pitcher as Bryce Eldridge's day is done. He faced 13 batters, equivalent to how many the Warhawks put up in the first inning alone. Allowed 1 run, stranded the bases loaded, pitched a scoreless second and third inning. Final line includes 6 strikeouts as well, an effective outing for Eldridge. And now the third baseman, Jason Cassidy, will come up to pitch. Cassidy was last seen pitching on Tuesday, pitching a scoreless inning to keep the Warhawks in the game against Westfield. They were unable to make a rally. Coming in at third base is Michael Allen, who also played there a little bit last game. And now coming up to the plate is Jake Vickers, the second baseman.
Jason Cassidy. Batting for center number 5, Jake Vickers.
So now Vickers steps to the plate. Cassidy, the right-hander, looks in, now sets, winds in his first pitch, just misses low for ball 1. So the Warhawks scored 8 runs in the bottom of the first, led by a 3-run bomb from Bryce Eldridge, as well as numerous other hits. Everybody got involved. They got through the order almost 1.5 times. That one swung on and missed for strike 1. The Warhawks in good position as of the moment to advance to the Concorde District Championship with home field advantage as the top seed on Friday. So that one misses, 2 balls and a strike. They got a bye out of the first round with 6 teams being in the district. Centreville was able to defeat South Lake 7-6 in their game to get here. It was on a walk-off single as well. A fun game between the 4 and 5 seeds. But South Lakes, who almost beat Madison when they played, was unable to take down Centreville. And now Centreville is trailing by 8. 2-2 count. The pitch is swung on and popped down the first base line. Papathanassiou's chase foul territory. The right fielder, Navarro, makes the catch. So a pop out for Vickers. And Trevor Larigo, the catcher, steps in the left-handed batter's box with 1 away.
Trevor Larigo.
So Jason Cassidy gets the opening out in the top of the 4th. And for the Wildcats, they were able to get at least some contact off of Bryce Eldridge back in the 1st. We've seen a lot less of that as the game has progressed. They'll be happy to see a new pitcher as that one is tipped in the mid of Connor Moore for strike 1. Cassidy comes set, wide gap in the middle of the infield, and the pitch. It's a breaking ball outside. 1-1 count, top of the 4th. Long look in from Cassidy with the bases empty. And he delivers. That one is chopped over to Michael Allen at 3rd. He makes the play, throws to Papathanassiou, who reaches up and retires the runner. 2 outs in the top of the 4th, and a routine inning so far for Jason Cassidy. Now Ian Weber, the DH, will step to the plate. He struck out his first time up.
Now batting number 9.
One of the
Ian
6
Weber.
that Bryce Eldridge recorded. So Weber steps in. Here's the 1 in the pitch. That one swung on and chopped over to Allen. He makes the play again. Finds Papathanassiou, and that ends the inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Jason Cassidy. And if he's going to be able to pitch like that, there's no need to keep Bryce Eldridge in for longer than 3 innings. The Warhawks have a lot of depth in that rotation. They've had several pitchers perform outstanding. Cassidy is no exception. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. The Warhawks lead by 8. Feeling good so far, as Logan Pallon will come back out for Centreville when we return. Back for the bottom of the 4th, the Warhawks lead 9-1, led by 8 runs in the first inning. After not quite 1-2-3 inning, but one that featured 3 batters, Eli Navarro will step up. It was Moore getting a single, Lewis flying out, and Eldridge popping out. And then, as that one's a called strike 1, Cole DeSimone, who ran for Moore at first, was caught stealing to end the inning. 0-1 now as Pallon has come in with 1 out in the 2nd and pitched very well. Navarro getting some good contact, though, over to short. Throw over to first from Kalela is in time, though, for out number 1. So Navarro is 0 for 3 as Cassidy, the new pitcher, will come to the plate.
Now batting number 6, Jason Cassidy.
Cassidy was playing at 3rd to start this one. Had a single, had a flyout. Nico Papathanassiou is on deck. Here's the 1 in the opening pitch. Is low. Ball 1. Next pitch is a curveball outside. A lot of breaking action from both the Centreville pitchers, who since the 1st have maintained their position right now, but the Warhawks in no hurry to get offense generated as that one's a called strike. The count is 2-1. Here's the look in and the set and the pitch. It's chopped over to short. charging in there is Kalela, and he's going to find Gambrone over at first in time for out number 2. Papathanassiou comes up, who has not registered an at-bat yet, having walked a couple times. But Logan Pallon's effectiveness continues on the mound. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. To the plate is Papathanassiou. Outfield playing relatively deep, especially in center. That one is a slider outside. 1-0. Next pitch. Outside corner. It's there for strike 1. Pallon working exceedingly quickly as that one's chopped back to the backstop. Or fouled back, excuse me. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the inning. Warhawks already threw their 3rd time in the order as that one's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So they won't finish their 3rd time through the order entirely, but a lot of batters have faced it. It's another 1-2-3 inning as for Pallon, who's allowed just 1 hit in the last 2 innings and just faced 6 batters. He's been very, very effective in relief. We'll go to the top of the 5th with the Warhawks leading by 8 and Jason Cassidy coming back to the mound. Back for the top of the 5th, the Warhawks lead 9-1, and the freshman right fielder Thomas Sewells will come to the plate, face off against Jason Cassidy. The Warhawks looking to advance to the Concorde District title, which if they win this one would be played here at Madison on Friday. If that one misses for ball 1. It'll be a rematch if the Warhawks advance, either a rematch against Westfield or a rematch against Oakton, both of whom they lost to this year. That one misses for ball 2. So Madison will be hungry for sure heading into that one. Westfield and Oakton is in progress. That game started at 6, so we should see a result reported as that one swung on and missed before the end of this one. And if the Warhawks maintain their lead, they'll be set to go. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch misses low. So Drayton Canestra is on deck. Sewell struck out, or flied out, his first time up. That pitch is inside, and this time he draws a walk. So Jason Cassidy's first base runner allowed there heads over to first, and Canestra heads to the plate. Actually, it's not going to be Canestra. It's now going to be the pitcher, Logan Pallon.
Now batting number 8, Logan Pallon.
So his first appearance, he bunts that one to the backstop. Thought it went off his bat, but the runner heads over to second and arrives safely. So Sewells makes it there. And that one's going to be ball 1. Not sure why it wasn't called a foul ball. It seemed like it had nicked off of the knob of Pallon's bat. But Sewells able to take second nonetheless. 1-0 count as the set comes from Cassidy. Another bunt attempt, the pitch, right down the middle. Throw comes over to second, it bounces, but Lewis is able to make the play. An aggressive play there by Connor Moore after aggressive base running from Sewells. Count is 1-1 with nobody out. But now the Wildcats have a runner in scoring position for the first time since, I believe, the first inning. That pitch is popped to left in foul territory, chasing it down, and it falls in between Michael Allen and the left fielder, Cooper Charnecko. Actually, coming in at left field for this inning is Carter Tuft, as Charnecko was in there prior to that. Here's the set from Cassidy. And the wind and the pitch. That one swung on and missed. And running over to first is Pallon. The drop third strike. He's converted for a strikeout. And Pallon in his first plate appearance will be out. So 1 out in the inning. Runner on second.
Now batting number 2, Matthew Colella.
And Matthew Colella comes up for his third time up. He doubled his first time, grounded out his second. Sewells takes the lead off second. The right-hander Colella stands in. The pitch. Colella takes. It's low, ball 1. Top of the 5th, Warhawks lead by 8. Now the set once again from Jason Cassidy. Here's the pitch. Into the dirt. 2-0. On deck is Michael Gambrone. He struck out, flied out his first 2 times up. Now the set from Cassidy. The wind and the pitch. Catches the outside edge for strike 1. 2-1 is the count. Now the set. Quick delivery. That one's popped over the backstop toward the parking lot. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Cassidy now evens the count, staying in it. Colella had the opening double off of Bryce Eldridge in the top of the first that got Centreville their only run eventually. Lewis races over to cover second, and Cassidy steps off. Here's the delivery. Inside, full count. Now Cassidy looks in. Full count with 1 away. Pitch is popped foul in that same spot again. It's going to be Allen chasing. He's tracking toward the fence and lost where it was. Wasn't able to quite make the play over the shoulder. Count stays full. There's a lot of Warhawks there. We're also charging in. 8-run game, top of the 5th. Cassidy now looks in. Now he steps off, pumps over to second, doesn't actually throw. It's been a long at-bat here as Cassidy now works slower with the runner in scoring position. Now he throws. That one's popped down the first base line. Will it go foul? It will. Navarro chases. It lands in the parking lot. Takes a big hop. Couldn't tell if that avoided a car. It's possible. It might not have hit one there mid the crowd. Count is still full, and it's the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Here's the pitch. Chopped to third, and it goes through for a base hit. Lewis was unable to cut it off. Stopping at third there is the runner, Sewells. And at first with another hit, it's a multi-hit game for Matthew Colella. So Sewells on third, Colella on first with 1 out, and Gambrone will come up to the plate. He struck out and flat out his first couple times up. Wildcats trail by 8. However, have a chance to cut into it here with 1 away. And they'll want to drive everybody in if they can. Not getting a run in this inning would pretty much seal their hopes. As that throw comes to first, and wow, it was close. Not ready for it was Colella, and Papathanassiou with a lightning quick tag that made it a close play. So now the left-hander Gambrone steps back in. Cassidy sets. The pitch catches the inside edge. It's a called strike. 0-1, 1 out. Top of the 5th in this Concorde District semifinal. It's possible the Oakton and Westfield game will be wrapping up soon, so I'll be monitoring that. The winner of that will face the winner of this game in Friday's Concorde District title. So that one's chopped over to second. Terrell fields it cleanly, finds Papathanassiou, and gets the second out. The runner, though, does come home, so Sewells scores. So Gambrone's now 0 for 3, but he drives in a run with that ground out. It's the Warhawks 9 and the Wildcats 2. First run allowed there by Jason Cassidy. Now Caleb Ford steps up. Now the set here from Cassidy as the runner is now on second. The pitch is high for ball 1. So both runners advanced on that ground out. Kalela now stands on second with nobody covering the bag for the moment. The right-hander Ford struck out both of his times up. Now gets to face somebody other than Bryce Eldridge. Squares bunt, pulls it back. It's a ball. 2-0 with 2 outs in the inning. And now Connor Moore will come out to talk to Jason Cassidy. Warhawks still comfortably in hand. They trailed in the top of the first 1-0 after Bryce Eldridge allowed a run. But his 3-run homer put them back on top, and the Warhawks added 5 more to make it 8 in all, even stranding a couple runners. Otherwise, it could have been a double-digit inning. It was very close. 13 batters came up. Since then, just 1 run on either side as Cassidy winds and delivers. That one's outside, 3-0. So Cassidy trying to regain his command here. He's pitched solidly so far, but in a bit of a jam, having already allowed a run. There's 2 outs in the inning. As that pitch is a called strike. 3-1 as Cassidy will try to work back into the count or get a hard hit ball over to somebody for an out. Now Cassidy to his step. Glances back, set, long look. And now fires, and it's a swing and a miss. Caleb Ford has struck out 3 times, and Jason Cassidy, or excuse me, not struck out 3 times. It's now a full count. It just said it was 3-1 and then lost track of the count. Now it's 3-2. 2 outs in the inning. The wind and the pitch. That one swung on and tipped into the dirt. And Moore will come out to talk to his pitcher once again. Almost a foul tip, strike 3 into the mitt. Okay. Now Ford steps back in. Full count, 2 outs. Can Jason Cassidy get out of the inning? He sets. Infield playing back, and the pitch is smoked to left. Chasing it back is Tuft, and he's able to find his way under it. That's a hard hit ball to somebody, all right. That's a fly out to deep left, but Carter Tuft was able to make a nice play. So Jason Cassidy gets out of the inning, only allowing 1 run. The Warhawks will come back to hit, up by 7 in the bottom of the 5th. Back for the bottom of the 5th, Logan Pallon will return for his excellent pitching. And more breaking news coming from elsewhere in Fairfax County as Westfield was able to take down Oakton in their district semifinal 7-3. So Westfield, who Madison lost to 3-2 in the season finale for the regular season, will now face the winner of this one, most likely Madison, in a rematch. Now Carter Tuft comes to the plate. The pitch is a called strike. Tuft hitting and subbing in at left field for Cooper Charneco, who walked and doubled his first 2 times up. Next pitch misses for ball 1. Warhawks lead by 7. Base is empty as we get underway in this bottom of the 7th. That one's a slow changeup outside, 2-1. Next pitch misses low, 3-1. Palan now getting behind in the count. He has been very, very effective in getting the last few outs, last 8 to be exact. That one is popped in the parking lot. And the anxious wait, even the entire Centreville dugout looks to see if that ends up hitting a car. 3-2 with nobody out. Infield back. Yeah, closer to the outfield grass. Here's the pitch. High, ball 4. So Palan with a rare walk. He'll send Carter Tuft over to first, who showed good patience in that at-bat. And now Hector Orozco will step up. He had a single that was turned into a double by an error in left his first time up, and a foul pop out his second. He'll have a runner on first with nobody out. Palan looks over. Fires. Back to first is Tuft. Here's the set. Runner goes. The pitch is a ball. Diving in is Tuft, and he makes it in with some speed, going into scoring position for Hector Orozco. Still no count with nobody out. Centreville, coming off that win against South Lakes, needs a major comeback to get back into this one. The pitch is low. It's a wild pitch, and Tuft will take third too. So now he's one base away from scoring as the catcher comes out to talk with Logan Palan, who's lost his command somewhat in this inning. 1-0 count. As Lorigo now comes back to the plate. Orozco, the right-hander in the box. Infield playing in, looking to try to get that out at home. Pitch is a called strike inside, 2-1. So Tuft is taken second and third. He will now look to go home. Not likely to be on a steal, but in another way. That pitch is popped straight up into the infield. Trying to chase it down in slight foul territory. Now moving back into fair and making the diving catch is the first baseman, Michael Gambrone. So he did misplay the ball, but was able to make the catch. And nice job there readjusting. So Orozco pops out, and Terrell comes up now, who hit a triple and lined out his first 2 times up. The Warhawks will now complete their third time through the order. Runner on third, 1 away. Palan sets and throws. That one's popped to center. Looking to chase it in and making the catch is Ford. Tuft races into home, and he'll come in standing up. So a sacrifice fly there for Kyle Terrell. That'll be out number 2 in the inning, but it'll bring a runner home, and the Warhawks have reached double digits. It's the Warhawks 10 and the Wildcats 2. First run for the Warhawks since the second. The Bats have gotten going in a big way today, and now for the 4th time today, it's Connor Moore who takes a called strike on the inside edge. Next pitch is smoked to right center. Could it drop? It does. It's not made by Ford. Ford went diving out for it. Rounding second is Moore. He'll stop there. And that's a double for him. A couple of hits for Moore. Tough play out there in center. And an extra base hit for Moore, who has been hit by a pitch as well and gotten a single. He's had an electric day. Now Mac Lewis comes to the plate. And Cole DeSimone has been a busy man pinch running today. That's his 3rd chance to do so. Lewis comes up to the plate. So Lewis steps in. It looks like Bryce Eldridge, having been taken out as pitcher, will remain in the game and be on deck. Here's the pitch. Low ball 1. Lewis steps back in. His 4th time up. He reached on an error his first time, doubled, and then flied out. Next offering is high and in. 2 balls and no strikes with 2 outs. And Logan Palan will want to avoid facing off against Bryce Eldridge again at all costs, although he was able to jam him last time. Next delivery is a curveball low. 3-0 count. Now the set. The wind in the 3-0. It's a called strike on the outside corner. So Lewis was not swinging on anything, presumably there, trying to get the walk. It's now 3-1. Warhawks lead by 8 in the bottom of the 5th of this Concorde District semifinal. The winner faces Westfield as that one's down the middle for strike 2. Now it's a full count. Logan Pallon will try to work back into this and get out of the inning. The left-hander Lewis steps in. Big pitch here. The wind and the pitch is outside. Ball 4. Lewis heads off to first with a walk, and now Bryce Eldridge comes back to the plate. His 4th time up. He hit a 3-run homer his first, walked his 2nd time, and popped out to shallow left center his 3rd. Now some noise coming from the crowd. In the bottom of the 5th. Warhawks lead by 8. The pitch off the mitt of the catcher, Lurigo. Both runners advance. Ball 1. So now runners on 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. And now coming back to the mound, it's the catcher, Lurigo, to talk to Pallon. Eldridge was intentionally walked his 2nd time up. They pitched to him his 3rd, and for the moment, it looks like they will here as well. The count is 1-0. Runners on 2nd and 3rd after the wild pitch. Next one is swung on and missed. High in the zone. And Pallon with some heat. Pleased with himself to generate that one. 1-1 with 2 outs. Eldridge, the left-hander, steps back in. Outfield shading very deep. 2 runners in scoring position. The pitch is a called strike 2. Now the Centreville dugout making some noise. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Pallon fires. That one's chopped back to the backstop. Stays 1-2. Long look. Now the set. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. The pitch just misses. Good eye from Eldridge. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that one is about as close as you can get on the outside edge. Now some more noise coming in. The pitch is smacked into the dugout of Centreville. Narrowly missed one of their coaches. That exit velocity had to be high. Pallon now looks in. Comes to his set. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch misses low. Or was it a called strike 3? Was a called strike 3. Eldridge not happy with it. Heads to the dugout. Logan Pallon with a key strikeout. He was having fun throughout that at-bat. Able to get a swing and a miss and able to get Bryce Eldridge out. So that ends the 5th inning. Eldridge heads back to the dugout. Warhawks still lead by 8. We'll be back at the top of the 6th after this. Back for the top of the sixth, and it's a new pitcher, the sophomore Cale Yates, coming into the game. He'll face the starting pitcher for this one, Connor Hassan, still in the lineup after exiting at pitcher. He recorded 4 outs, allowed 9 runs, 8 earned.
Now batting number 4, Connor Hassan.
And now Hassan steps in, the left-hander, against the right-hander Yates. Jason Cassidy has returned to his spot at third. He is far in on the infield grass as that pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. Warhawks 10, Wildcats 2. The winner of this one will take on Westfield. And Centreville has 2 frames left to score 8 runs. Here's the 0-1 low. It's 1-1. On deck for Centreville is Jake Vickers, the second baseman. Hassan, his first time's up, walked and struck out. Here's the set. And the wind and the pitch. He's outside. 2 balls and a strike. Yates now sets. That one is chopped foul off of Moore. 2-2 now as Yates gets back into the count. Even. Yates looks in and sets. There's the 2-2. Breaking ball, smoked in the left, and Tuft makes the easy play for out number 1. Or actually, my apologies, it's no longer Carter Tuft in left. Will Norman is the third different left fielder of the game for the Warhawks. So now, up at the plate is Jake Vickers. He walked his first time, popped out his second. 1 away in the inning as Yates fires. Hard fastball right on the outside corner for strike 1. Next offering is a curveball with a lot of movement that was not quite in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. Top of the 6th, Warhawks lead by 8. Infield back. The pitch is hit directly at the school down the first base line. 1-2. Back in the box is Vickers. On deck is the catcher, Trevor Larigo. The pitch. Fired to first. Papathanasu makes the play. So a line out there after a fly out to left from Hassan. And now Trevor Larigo comes up with 2 outs, trying to keep the inning alive. Yates has always been effective in relief. He's had a few appearances this year. And is back out there once again. Is not allowed a hit yet. Here's Larigo. Pitch is fouled down the third base line. 0-1. Top of the 6th, Warhawks lead by 8. They're tied for their largest lead of the game. Now the next set. And the pitch is a curveball high. Breaking balls have been a little up in the zone so far for Yates. It's now 1-2 with 2 outs. Next pitch, swung on and chopped foul. Just down the first base line, was picked up there. Count stays at 1-2. Now Yates looks in and sets. Here's the pitch. Blasted to right center. This should fall. It does. A big hit there as the runner Larigo sprints for second. Throw comes into the cutoff man. Fielded cleanly by Terrell, but a stand-up double for Larigo. The first hit off of Cale Yates so far. And Centreville has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. It's Ian Weber will come up. Right-hander to the plate. Pinch runner comes in. It's going to be Kai Salisbury, the senior, in the game at second. And now at the plate is Weber. Salisbury takes his lead off of second. Yates sets. Looks at second. High kick, and the pitch is back to the backstop for strike one. Thomas Sewell's on deck. Weber ground out his first couple times up. It's been an all-around great performance for the Warhawks, who have stormed into the postseason with authority. 0-1 with 2 outs. The pause and the pitch from Yates. Foul down and out of play. Down the first base side. Here's the 0-2 from Yates. Swung on and chopped down the third base line. This is foul. Count stays where it is. Warhawks 1 strike away from getting out of this one. Next set from Yates. Runner goes. The pitch is taken outside and getting into third, but getting off the bag there, yet being called safe, is the runner, Salisbury. So he came off the bag, and the umpire will call him safe either because he got back to it or maybe because Jason Cassidy had bumped into him and pushed him off the bag. Either way, he stays safe and stays at third, 1-2 count with 2 outs. Now stepping into the box is the hitter, Weber. Here's the set. Winding the pitch, swung on and missed. Hard fastball for strike 3. Weber is 0 for 3 today. Good job by Yates getting out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Warhawks need to complete one more frame in the field and at bat before succeeding in this one. They're up by 8 in control. We'll be back in a bit. Back for the bottom of the 6th. Warhawks lead 10-2. On the mound still is Pilon, and in center is Connor Hassan, who was also actually in center the last inning as well. So that's where he will be. Infield comes in as Pilon has been effective. He'll face Eli Navarro, who's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out.
Batting number 22, Eli Navarro.
Bottom of the 6th, Warhawks lead 10-2. Pilon steps back to the mound. Here's the set and the pitch. It's a pop to left. Canestra tries to stand under it. Also the shortstop Kalela, and he's going to be the one to make the catch. So 1 away as Navarro goes down to 0 for 4. And Jason Cassidy, who's 1 for 3 with a single, will come up. Cassidy steps into the right-hand batter's box. So the Warhawks try to wind this one down in what has been a blowout for nearly all of it. The wind and the pitch. Breaking ball outside for ball 1. Pilon has recorded a lot of outs since coming in. 9 in all. That pitch is way inside for ball 2. 1 out here. Bottom of the 6th. Warhawks lead by 8. Next one is smoked to center. Backing up and staying under it is Hassan, and he'll make the play. So that flyout makes it 2 outs in the inning. As now coming up to the plate, in place of Nico Papathanasu, is the pinch hitter Daniel Nielsen.
Number 11, Daniel Nielsen.
So presumably Nielsen going to also play at first base after checking in for Papathanasu, who walked twice and struck out his first 3 times up. He had a big pinch hit a couple games ago as well, so he'll try to do the same in this spot. So that one's taken inside for ball 1. Outfielders moderately deep. Big gap by the second base bag. That one misses high and away, 2-0. 10-2 is the score. Warhawks, Wildcats, as Madison in this Concorde District semifinal looks to advance. Play at home on Friday. Swing and a miss on a foul tip into the mitt. 2-1 with 2 outs. Bryce Eldridge pitched 3 innings for the Warhawks, followed by Jason Cassidy pitching 2. Cale Yates has had 1 so far, as that one could fall. It does! Off the mid of the left fielder. Daniel Nielsen with another big hit in the clutch. He's going to round second and stop there. Blasting it to deep left. Nielsen comes in and hits a double. So the Warhawks with a runner in scoring position, and Will Norman will be the pinch hitter for Carter Tuft, who was the pinch hitter for Cooper Charnecko. All of them have played left field at points in this game. Here's the set, and Pilon steps off. 2 outs, runner on second is Nielsen. Here's the one in the pitch. Swung on and missed by Norman for strike 1. Took a big hack at it there on the first pitch of the at-bat. Next set. Pilon glances back and now throws. Low and away. So now Norman back in the box. Dancing around back there is Nielsen. Next pitch is fouled hard to the fence. 1-2 with 2 outs. Now down to their last strike again are the Warhawks. This one should be relatively in hand by now, but they'll look to add on a little bit more. 1-2 count. Pilon delivers low and away. Norman, another left-hander, steps back into the box. Next pitch, high and in. Full count now as Pilon continues to work. His command has been a little bit more inconsistent, but still relatively solid. He hasn't walked many this game. And that one is swung on and missed. Full count, strikeout for Pilon, and that gets the strike 3. We'll go to the top of the 7th. The Warhawks are up by 8, should have this one in hand, and we'll try to get this one over and into the Concorde District Finals after this. It's the top of the 7th. The Warhawks lead 10-2. And coming to the bat now is Kai Salisbury, the senior, who checked in as a pinch runner last time, but has not yet come to bat. Kale Yates back in for his second inning of work, looking to close this one out. Gets a called strike one. Looks like another pinch hitter will be on deck for Centreville, as that pitch is swung on and missed for strike two. It's Brady Reif, the outfielder, pinch hitting for the pitcher Logan Pallon, as this game will likely be done after this half inning. 0-2 count. Yates sets. And the pitch is low and away. 1-2. Yates comes set. Swing and a miss. Good at bat there on 4 pitches. Sends down Salisbury. And now Brady Reif comes up. He has also not been up to bat as of yet. Looks like my mic lost connection briefly. It's back on now. I'm not sure how long that happened for. Apologies for the technical issues in the stream today, as that one is low. Yates facing off against Brady Reif as the count is 2-0. Here's the next one in the pitch. It's high. 3-0 count now with 1 out in the inning. Nobody on. Infield back. Roscoe, the center fielder, shading a little to right center. The next pitch is a 4-pitch walk as it misses low. So Yates puts a runner on. Matthew Colella comes up for his 4th time up. He had a single, a double, and a ground out his first 3 times up. 1 away in the inning. Wildcats trail by 8. Runner on first now. Papathanasu guarding the bag, staying in after being pinch hit for by Daniel Nielsen in the last half inning. Taking the lead is Reif. The pitch smoked to right center. Colella might have another big hit. He does. Reif is going to head to third. Colella's looking for his second 2-bagger. He gets there. Reif's going to head for home. The throw comes in slightly offline and actually strikes him in the helmet, and Colella's going to take third as well. So Matthew Colella with an extra base hit, bringing in a run. That'll go in as a triple. So he's a home run away from the cycle. Likely won't be up again, but the Wildcats score another run. It's the Warhawks 10 and the Wildcats 3 in the top of the 7th. And a runner on third. So Michael Gambrone comes up. He struck out, flied out, grounded out his first 3 times. Colella stands on third. Ready for him.
Number 44, Michael Gambrone.
So Yates looks in and now sets. Here's the pitch. That one's put to the same spot. Orozco's chasing it down, and he makes the play. Colella's going to tag up, head for home. He's going to get there in time. So a sacrifice fly, which gets the second out in the inning for Gambrone, but Colella comes home. So now the score is 10-4. So 2 outs in the inning. Wildcats down to their last out. As Caleb Ford comes back up. He struck out twice and flied out his first 3 times up. Here's the wind in the pitch. Low, ball 1. Two runs in this inning for Centreville, their highest scoring inning so far. They trail by 6. Next pitch is a called strike 1. Ford steps back in. Top of the 7th, Warhawks lead 10-4 at home, looking to secure their bid to the Concorde District Final. The pitch catches the outside edge, called strike 2. The Warhawks down to their last strike, trying to get one more on Centreville. who with a loss here would end their season in district play with a 13-9 record for the moment. That pitch is just outside, barring the state playoffs as well, of course. That one's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 7th. Warhawks lead by 6. Yates with the high kick, and the delivery is a curve high, and the count is full. Connor Hassan is on deck. He walked his first time up, then struck out and flied out. Outfield playing relatively far back. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Yates winds and delivers, and it's fouled off, and Ford will stay alive. Count stays full. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming. Yates with a look in the set. Here's the pitch. It's a called strike 3, and that'll do it. Cale Yates finishes off with a closing strikeout, and the Warhawks will head to the Concorde District Finals on Friday. They will host Westfield, being the top seed here, at home in just 3 days, so don't miss it. The Warhawks with a dominant performance led by an 8-run first. They scored 10, Centreville scored 4, and it was never really in question throughout. The Warhawks with a commanding win, the bats coming alive. Bryce Eldridge will be the winning pitcher, also with a 3-run home run in the game. All the Warhawks hitters were effective, good pitching at the back half as well, and Madison will come away with the victory. That wraps up today's broadcast, so thank you all for tuning in. It was a fun one as Madison was able to take the 10-4 victory to move on to face Westfield on Friday, live from James Madison High School in Vienna, Virginia. This has been Calvin Kaplan, your play-by-play broadcaster, signing off until Friday.